So how exactly can you get a very good credit score, excellent or very good, for example, between 760 all the way up to 850? Now, if you guys don't know, okay, last year in January of 2019, I had a credit score of around a 631. Now, before you click off this video saying like, hey, Tommy, why would I take advice from you now? The answer is, well, now in February, a year later, my credit score is around 749. So over 1 year, I managed to raise my credit score over 100 points just like this. Now, why? Because I know how it works, I know how I can help you, and the point of this video is to help you guys for free without any courses or any hidden tricks here and there. The answer is, in this video, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to get it done yourself and raise your credit score to excellent, pristine condition in less than a year. Now, the main thing is this, guys, only around 20 to 25% of Americans actually have a credit score above 760 to 800. So it is rare. However, once you know what I'm going to teach you guys in this video, it should be very possible because, again, what you know, you can act, and once you know it, you can do it, and then it gets pretty simple, okay? Now, if you guys don't know me, my name is TommyBryson. I'm an accountant, and I upload videos on YouTube every single day. And on top of that, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified, and also do me one favor here for the algorithm is smash, destroy the like button. Now, guys, comment down below and let me know, what is your goal for your credit score by the end of 2020, and why do you actually want to raise it? Now, if you ask me, my goal is to actually increase my credit score, not for being fancy, like, hey, I have a 850, you want to go on a date with me? The answer is no. I just want to increase my credit score because now I'm in the market for a home and I want to get the best rates on a mortgage. You want to increase it for personal use, investing? Comment down below, let me know. By the way, the basic idea for this video is to show you guys little loopholes and the factors that actually increase or decrease your credit score and how to manipulate it. By the way, this is all legal. I'm not gonna tell you, hey, text this guy and this guy hacked my credit score, he increased it by 1,000. The answer is no, okay? By the way, if you see any comments like that in the description down below, in the comments, just ignore them. They're not real, they're bots. So just please ignore them. Don't call anybody because, again, I know they're always trying to scam people. Do not fall for it. Now, the first thing I really want to talk about, guys, is, well, Tommy, why would I actually want to increase my credit score, and why is this so important? Well, the answer I would give everyone usually was, hey, I want to have a higher credit score because that way I can qualify for things like a mortgage or a nice credit card. And although that is true, it's not really about the qualifying part. It's more about what you actually qualify for when it comes with an interest rate. For example, if you have a great job and you're working, you have consistent income, and on top of that, you also pay your bills, but you have a very high balance, you might still get approved for loans, okay? It doesn't really matter that much. However, what you actually get approved for when it comes to an interest rate might be the main thing that actually affects you the most. For example, if you're trying to buy a home, and let's say this home costs $200,000, okay, and you take a mortgage out, and this mortgage, if you have a great credit score, for example, between 760 to 850, well, they'll give you maybe like a 3.4%. You might say, Tommy, that's pretty good. However, if you have poor credit between a 620 to 639, which is what I had back in the days, like in January, well, if you have poor credit, they'll probably offer you maybe like 4 or 5%. You might say, Tommy, 5%? That's only 1.6% higher than my good credit, so it might not even be worth it. The answer is, guys, okay, if you have excellent credit, well, they'll only charge you around $119,000 in interest. Tommy, that's a lot of money. The answer is, if you don't have good credit, excellent credit, they'll actually charge you an extra $66,000 just on that 1.6% you actually paying extra. So again, that little interest rate, it makes a massive difference. So that's why you want to get a high credit score so you can qualify for the best loan rates out there and not get scammed when it comes to like, hey, why am I paying 1% extra for 30 years, which adds up to over $50,000 extra? Well, you don't want that. So having a good credit score is very important. It's vital to making sure you don't overpay when it comes to interest. And on top of that, guys, if you guys haven't noticed, right, take a look at your first credit card, okay? Your first credit card and also your most recent credit card after your credit score has gone up a little bit. The answer is, my first credit card was charging me around 27.24%, and my latest credit card by Discover is actually only charging me around 17.49%. So the big difference of 10% does go a long way. Although I'm paying my balance off in full every single month, but the main thing is this, guys, having a good credit score makes a big difference when it comes to how much money you actually pay in interest, especially on installment loans, for example, buying a mortgage, getting a personal loan. All this stuff will matter a ton. So that's why I'm going to teach you guys exactly the factors that make you have a better, higher, stronger credit score. Sounds like a movie, right? Like a commercial, but I'll get it done for you. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you guys have a very good credit score from the first credit card you actually have, but it's still charging you the same interest, just call in and ask them like, hey, my credit score has gone up. I'm actually more responsible now, so I want my interest rate to go down also. And they'll probably say yes, negotiate with them, and usually they can negotiate down if your credit score has also gone up, because now you qualify for a better interest rate. So make sure you call in and ask for a reduction, because that's what I've done a lot of the times, and I always get my entire interest rate reduced because, again, my credit score goes up all the time. And now that you guys know exactly why it's so important to have a higher credit score, because you'll get scammed if you don't have it, well, the answer is this, guys, okay? Now let's talk about what it takes to actually increase or decrease your entire credit score. Now, the first thing is this, guys. What you want to do is every single time when you get a bill sent to your house with your credit card or your loans, you want to make sure you always pay it off on time. So make sure you make your payments on time. Now, here's why, guys. This accounts for around 35% of your credit score. So if you don't pay on time, it'll cause your credit score to sink down like a rock. Now, for example, guys, when I was in college, I got my first credit card, okay? And with this credit card, I went ahead and I bought a laptop. Embarrassing story, by the way. I bought a MacBook Pro laptop for around $3,000, okay? $3,000. But at the time, I had a job earning around $1,000 per month. It was work study, okay? Now, in this job, I said to myself, well, I'm not gonna run out the job, okay? I'm not gonna get fired anytime soon, so I should be good to go. Now, it turns out work study, you can only do a certain amount of hours, so literally the next month, I basically got laid off, and now I was like, hey, what am I gonna do with these payments? I can't afford them anymore. The answer is, guys, I had to hustle really hard, because if I missed any payments, that would stay with me for a very, very long time. So what I did is, I made the minimum payments, I never missed a payment, and when I had another job, I paid it off in full, but for the moment, I couldn't miss a single payment. And here's why, guys, okay? Your credit score, the people that account for it, the Fair Isaac rule, whatever you want to call it, well, these people are extremely petty. Meaning that if you miss a payment, okay, it's going to be on your record for the next 7 years. It's kind of like a felony, okay? I don't know why it's so long, but it's going to remain on your entire credit score for 7 years. For example, if I missed a payment back then when I was 18 years old, well, I would have to wait until I'm 25 to actually see that payment actually get dropped off. So that's why I always say, if you can't pay it off in full, just pay off the minimum payments, and that way you don't get hit with a delinquency of 7 years like a felony, because again, that's a long time, and to me it's very petty of them, but I do get why they would do it, but not really. So just make sure you pay your credit cards, your loans, everything off on time, and that way you avoid having this felony on your entire credit report. And now the second factor that plays a large part in getting a very excellent credit score above 800 or above 760 is actually keeping your entire credit balance very low. But Tommy, why in the heck would I get a credit increase or a credit card when I can't even use the full amount without getting my entire credit score decreased? Well, the answer is, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But the point is, the reason to do this is because it's called your credit utilization. So the more money you actually have on your entire credit cards, it looks like you are about to default. It looks like you're very high risk, and that's why it affects your credit score the way it does. Well, it affects your credit score around 30%. Okay, so this makes a big difference. So guys, remember in the beginning of the video when I told you guys, hey, my credit score was a 631 back in January of 2019? Well, in reality, before that time, I had a 745. But tell me, what caused your credit score to drop so high? Well, it was this, and here's how it worked, okay? Back then, what I did was I borrowed a ton of money from my credit line. So basically, I took all the money out from my credit lines, my credit cards, and I took that money out, I invested it, made more money from it, and that caused my entire utilization to actually go up to around 80%, meaning I was using 80% of all my credit cards, and that's insane, honestly, okay? It's insane, but that's what I was doing, and that caused my credit score to sink down by around 100 points, just like that. But that also means that basically a year later, in January and February, when I was done paying all that debt off, because again, I made the money, I put the money back, well, guess what now? My credit score shot up by another 100 points, and now I'm back to normal at a 749, and by March of this year, 2020, by the way, I should have a credit score above a 760, which would qualify me for a very excellent credit score. So the point is, you want to maintain your entire credit score used between 30% and below, and if you really want to have a very high credit score, you want to maintain it below 10%. Now tell me, what does this mean? It means that every time you use your credit card, every single month, well, you want to pay it off in full every month, and that way you maintain that 10% and below balance, and that's how that works. Now, the third factor is actually you want to avoid having way too many hard inquiries on your entire credit report. Now tell me, what is this? The answer is, well, whenever you apply for a credit card or a loan or a car loan, whatever you want to do, well, it turns out that whenever you apply for something, they pull your credit reports, and that causes you to have a hard inquiry. That's called a ding. So that lowers your entire balance by 2 points, usually, okay? Now, this stays on your credit report, believe it or not, for around 2 years. Again, very petty, right? I don't get why they do this, but the answer is this, guys, okay? Whenever I got my first credit card, my first very good credit score, what I did is this, okay? I went ahead and I applied for a credit card here, one here. So I got a Capital One, a Discover card, a Chase one. I got all these cards, and I was like, okay, this is awesome, right? I have all these cards, I have great credit, everything is great. And then when I came back the following month, my credit score dropped by like 8 points or so, because again, they kept doing hard inquiries to pull my credit score to then qualify me for the entire credit card. But you know what's worse? Whenever you apply for something, and guess what happens? You get rejected. So now they dinged you 2 points, and you still went down like for the next 2 years or so. But the main thing is this, guys, if you want to avoid this, what you actually want to do is make sure before you apply, you have a very high chance of qualifying, at least 90% or above. If it's not 90% or above, then be like, okay, I'll try to apply later on when I know for a fact I'm going to qualify. Because imagine this, you get dinged for 2 years for applying, but you also got rejected, okay? So just make sure you don't start applying for 20 credit cards right off the bat, because again, it will hurt your credit score, because this entire thing right here, it is accountable for around 10% of your credit score. It might sound very small, but that might keep you from a 760 and have you at a 750 instead of going into the excellent credit card territory. So always keep in mind to make sure you don't apply for too many things that have your credit pull all the time, okay? By the way, little tip here, whenever you apply for Verizon or Optimum, they always pull your credit score also, okay? So keep that in mind also. But guys, although right now you might know exactly how to get that 760 or 800 credit score, well, what if you already have a very high balance? What if you already have increase? What if you already have missed payments, okay? What do you do now? Are you lost? Is it over for you? The answer is no, not really, because although these people are very petty, they still give you a chance to actually fix it over a large term of time, okay? So for example, when it comes to this, you have 2 options here. The first option is you fight, which is basically called disputing. So if anything's incorrect in this entire report, so well, you can dispute it and be like, hey, that's not correct, this is wrong. You send a letter over and they'll probably fix it. By the way, I have a full video on that, a link down below. But the point is, you can fight it or dispute it, and that way you can get those late payments removed from your entire credit score. But tell me, what's my second option here? Well, the second option is basically you wait, okay? You wait until that felony gets erased from your entire credit score. I'm talking about 7 years for a late payment and 2 years for a hard inquiry. So if you want to wait, you can wait, and eventually it'll drop off, but that's how it works, okay? Be patient or try to fight it. Or there's a third option, which I don't mention a lot, but it is, and it does exist, and it's called just call the creditor and ask them to erase it on goodwill. For example, if you have a Discover card, you're like, hey, I missed that one payment that one time in like 2 years ago, can you erase it? They can be like, hey, okay, why? Because hey, I've been paying you guys off every single month. I'm very responsible now. And that one time, it was just because of hard times, okay? Give me a break. And sometimes they say yes. Sometimes they say no. If they say no right then and there, remember, you are talking to one person, so just hang up the phone and then call back the next day and talk to somebody else differently. And hopefully, they'll have a different attitude about it and you'll probably get it deleted, okay? But that's what I would do if I already have a very high balance, have increase on it, and on top of that, I already have missed payments. Either wait, dispute it or try to talk your way out of it. And now, guys, before you guys leave, I kind of want to tell you one last thing here. Tommy, okay, I know how to get it, I know how to fight it, but what about maintaining it? Well, maintaining it is the most simple thing, to be honest. All you have to do is be perfect, okay? Well, I'm kidding here, okay? But all you really have to do is just maintain the good habits that got you there in the first place. So again, keep that balance low, make sure you don't have a lot of hard inquiries, and on top of that, make sure you don't have any late payments, and that's what's gonna make you stay and maintain that 800 credit score. But also, Tommy, how long is it going to take me to actually get to that 800 credit score? The answer is, well, I've been doing this for the past 4 to 5 years, man, and it's taken me a long time to actually get to that 760 point. So the point is, it's going to take a while, but I do have good news for you, which basically, you know, lenders and creditors, people actually gonna lend you money that you care about, in this case, like the mortgage and the credit cards, well, these people usually consider a 760 the same as an 800 when it comes to giving you a great interest rate. So you don't really need an 800 or 850, just try to shoot for that 760 and above, and that shouldn't take you that long if you're doing everything correctly. It shouldn't take you like 15 years, 20 years. The answer is no, it shouldn't take you that long. So basically, just keep doing the good habits, and step by step you'll get there. And by March, remember guys, in January of last year I told you about a 631, now I'm at a 749, and by March, when I make a video again about this, I should be at above a 760. So tune in, subscribe to the channel, and also like this video, because by March, I should be there. And guys, as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, like this video, really appreciate it. Comment down below and let me know if this helped you. If it makes sense, comment down below, let me know. And as always, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno, just DM me on Instagram, TommyBryson. And before I go, if you want to watch another video, okay, on how to make money using your credit cards, very tricky, very risky, I don't recommend it. Watch the video right here. And if you want to start turning around, click my face right here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace.